Hello everyone, my name is Shambhavi. Hope you all are doing well. So basically, today we are going to see the rlog function which we have in the which we basically used in the thread synchronization. Right now we had seen already that what is a log function in the previous video, and we had even discussed about the thread synchronization as well. Right now today we'll be applying the rlog. This is one another function which we have, which we apply in the thread synchronization. So you'll be seeing that how we do, what are the things that we apply, how to use out these functions, right? So basically, for that, what I had just done is that I'll be writing out a program for finding out the factorial, and within that program only, I'll be telling you that how to use out this rlog function, right? So without wasting time, let's get started here. So now here's a little bit of difference that comes, and from that I'm just writing, instead of writing that import threading, I'll be writing that from threading, I'll be just writing from threading import asterisk. I'll be writing this particular sentence instead of writing that import threading, right? I'll be writing that from threading import asterisk. So this actually means that from the threading module and the threading library which we have, the module which we have, from that basically I'm just trying to import everything. The asterisk means that each and every functions which I am having into this particular library, I am trying to import all of these here, right? So in that case, I can just use any of the functions whichever I just want, right? And the second thing that I'll be writing here is that I'll be writing import time. So this is one another module that I'm importing, as I'll be using this thing inside in my program. So in that case, I'm just importing out this time module as well. Right, so these are the two things that I'll be importing here. And now basically after this, I'll be taking out a variable, let's say A. Okay, and A is equal to, here I'll be defining capital R, capital L, and OC. This is how we define the R log. Okay, I've taken out a variable that is A, and into that I have used out my R log function, which we are going to see today, right? So this is the thing that I have done till now. Now, as I mentioned, that will be writing out a program for finding out the factorial, right? So in that case, what I would be just doing is that I'll be making a function. So, def find underscore factorial. This is the name for my factorial. Sorry, this is the name for my function which I'm just making here. That is find underscore factorial. Right. So we all know that how to make out the functions in the Python programming, right? We just use the keyword that is def, and after that we just write out the name for the function which we have. Let's say here we have find underscore factorial, right? So I just wrote out the name for that function, which is find underscore factorial, right? And I just put out a bracket, and let's see here inside this I'll be passing out a parameter. Let's say n. Okay, that I have done here, right? Now coming on to the next line, I'd be using here a dot and r log. Okay, a dot r log, right? Basically, sorry, not this r log, I'm sorry, I'm just removing this r log, and instead of this I'll be using acquire, acquire. So even in the previous video we have discussed in very detail where that what does this acquire function actually means, that what does it actually do, right? We had already discussed that thing. So here a is actually referring to my r log function, right? I'm basically assuming that you're able to see that here in the variable that is a, I have stored my rlog function. So okay, it is referring to my rlog function. So here it is rlog dot acquire. It means to apply, right? Come on to next line. Now I'll be putting out my conditions here. The conditions which we have. Let's say my first condition that if basically the value for n is 0, then the factorial for that is basically 1, right? So I'll be writing out the same thing here, that if n is equal to 0, right? If this is my condition that n is equal to 0, then I would be taking a variable that is okay, let's say that is the answer. So let's say answer is my basically a variable which I have taken, right? And into this I'll be storing a number that is 1. So if my condition that is if n is equal to 0, it means that if the number which you have entered that is 0, then in that case basically my answer would be 1, right? So that means that the factorial for 0 is always 1, right? We all know this thing, that the factorial for n is 1. So sorry, for if factorial for 0 is 1. So in that case I've just written out the same thing here, right? Now I'll just come on to the next line and apply my second condition, that is for my else. Okay, else. Now I'll be writing here, I'll be taking the same variable that is answer, which I have taken previously, right? So into that I'll be storing here answer is equal to n multiplication and here goes the n multiplication factorial, and into the bracket, okay, this is find factorial, not factorial. Let me come down first of all. N multiplication like this, and here it would be find underscore factorial. Okay, so find underscore factorial, and into the bracket I'll be writing n minus 1. So right, this is the recursion approach which I have used here, right? This is how we just like use out the recursion in the factorial programs. Okay, this is how actually we just do this thing. Fine. So that I have just done here. Now after this, basically, so answer is equal to n multiplication find underscore factorial. This find underscore factorial is my function name, and this n is basically the variable, the argument which I have passed inside my function, and here I'm just putting out the condition that till n minus 1. So let's say 5, so I'll be writing 5 multiplication 4 multiplication 3 multiplication 2 multiplication 1. This is how it will go till n minus 1. Okay, right, and now just I'll be coming out here, and here I'll be using a dot another function, that is release. Okay, a dot release, this is my another function. And now instead of writing again and again return answer and return answer in the if and else condition, I would just come out of these conditions, and here I'd be writing return answer. Answer is a variable in which I had stored the final answer, that what will be the answer if you have just taken out the whatever, let's say whatever factorial of a number, right? Let's say if you have taken here as 0, so in that case answer is 1, right? And if you have taken any other number, so in that case basically whatever the number you have taken, that would be coming out here, right? So return here and then the answer. Fine, right. Now basically what I would just do is that I'll be coming on to the next line, and here basically I'll be defining out a function. Okay, def, and let's say my function name is final. Okay, and into the bracket I'll be again be passing that same parameter, that is n. Okay, I want a statement to come. So I just want a statement as an answer that the factorial of this number is this. Okay, so in that case simply I'm just using out this function here. This is the only reason that's why I am making, otherwise I would not have made out this one. Right. So in my print statement I'll be writing print, and inside this I'll be writing the factorial. I'll be writing the factorial of, I'll be putting out a comma here. I just want to write the number as well, okay, of n. The n is basically my number, is, right? And I'm just putting out this quotes like this, is, and again a comma, and here I'll be calling out my function. So that is find underscore factorial, and into the bracket it is basically n. Right, that I have done. So here inside this statement basically I just use out a print statement. In that I have written the factorial of n is, and find factorial, and into the bracket I have written here as n. Right, come on to the next line here. Now I'll be making out the threads. Okay, I'll be making out the threads here. So okay, what I had taken here, a all set. I will just take the, let's say, a1. Okay, so a1 is equal to, now here I'll be writing the thread. Okay, the thread function which we have into the threading module, that I'll be using here, right? A1 is equal to thread. Into the bracket I'll be writing here the target. Now target is basically what? Target is my final function, right? Final. Because in this only I am having my statement, and from this statement only it will directly take it to the find underscore factorial function. Right, so in that case I'll be calling out my final function. I'll be putting a comma, and I'll be passing the arguments here. So let's say firstly I want the, let's say, the factorial of the number, that is 4. Okay, I'll put out a comma, and now come on to the next line. So now let's say a2 is equal to, I want to find a factorial of one more number, let's say. So I will just make one more thread here. So with the help of the threading module I will just simply make out the thread. So this is one of the function which we have in the threading module. So thread, and into the bracket I'll be writing here target. Okay, so what is my target? My target is again same, that is my final function. I will put a comma here, and I'll be passing out the arguments. Right, so basically what are my arguments? My arguments, I just, let's say, I will pass 5 comma. Right, so just let me quickly give some space here so that it can be a little bit differentiate. Okay, not like this one. Fine. So I just even passed out my arguments as well, whatever I just wanted, the numbers for which I just wanted to the factorial to come, right? And after this, what I would just write, okay, come on to the next line. I would write a1 dot a1 dot start. Okay, that will basically start printing me my it will basically start the execution of my threads, right? And here again goes the a2 dot start. So this a2 dot start will again start the execution of my threads. Let me just quickly give you an overview of the program, then I would run the final output, right? Okay, so here we do not need this time because I have just not used this time here. Okay, we can just like comment this thing as well here. Right, so let's say a is one of the variables that I have taken, and into that I had stored my rlog function. After that I have defined a factorial as I want to write out a program for finding out the factorial. So I've defined a function that is find underscore factorial, and into the bracket I have passed an argument that is n. Right, then basically a is equal to log. Rlog was a function which I have stored in the variable that is a, right? So now I have used out my variable that is a with the function here that is acquire. So I just wrote a dot acquire. Now my next conditions come that I want to apply a condition that if n is equal to 0. If basically the number which we are going to input for finding out the factorial, if that is 0, so in that case what will be my answer? So in that case my answer would be 1, as the factorial for 0 is 1, right? And if the first condition is not satisfied, so we will go to the else, and here basically I stored in answer that n multiplied factorial n multiplication find underscore factorial, and into the bracket it is n minus 1. Right, so here it will be basically go and write out a dot release. Okay, a dot release, a is by basically rlog. Right, and simply I just return the answer. I do not want to again and again write out return answer. So in that case I simply wrote this return answer outside my loop. So whatever the condition satisfies, after that it will come on to this particular part here, right? After this basically, now I just wanted a wanted a output that would basically in the correct statement. So in that case I just wrote here def final, right? So in that case this final is one of the functions which I had made, and into the bracket I had passed on the same argument which I had done on the above one, right? And I simply used out my print statement that the factorial of n is, and here I just call out the my function that is find underscore factorial, and in the bracket pass out the parameter that is n. Okay, after that I just made out my threads. My threads were a1 and a2. Into that I just passed my target. So my target was my final function, because in that my final statement is written. And what are the arguments? Arguments means that what numbers factorial do I want to find. So that is 4 and 5. Right, and at last I just started my threads. Now it's the time for running out this program once. Fine. Now just have a look that what output I'm just getting here. So the output which I'm just getting here is that the factorial of 4 is 24 and the factorial of 5 is 120, right? So these were the two numbers which I have entered previously, right? I wanted the factorial of 4 and 5. So for 4 it is giving me 24 and for 5 it is giving me 120, and that is absolutely right. Right? So this is actually how we just use the rlog within the threads, and this is how we just write out the program using the rlog and the function, right? So I hope you just got a fair and a clear idea regarding the how to use out this rlog function, right? So we'll be meeting in the next video. So this is all for this video. Till then, thank you and take care.